Bitter and Sweet Part 1, The Roast. The scent of roasted coffee beans had a way of calming everyone in the building. Everyone except Rowan Helly, CEO of Halley Brew. He was known for two things: his ego and his unbearable temper. No one dared to breathe too loudly when he walked past. He had built the company from a dingy warehouse in Seattle to a nationwide empire, but the success hadn't sweetened him. If anything, it had turned him darker, sharper, like overbrewed espresso. And then came Ava Monroe, fresh out of college, 23, heart still too soft for corporate life. She wore a thrifted cardigan and carried a notebook covered in doodles. It was her first day as an administrative assistant, and she was already late. When the elevator doors opened to the top floor, her hands were shaking, partly from nerves, partly from the 2 cups of Hale Brew coffee she'd gulped on the way in. She stepped into the minimalist glass office where even the air felt expensive. And there he was, Rowan Hale, tall, immaculate, jawline like a blade. He didn't look up from his laptop when he spoke. "You're 12 minutes late." His voice was smooth but cold, like iced coffee poured over steel. Traffic," Ava stammered, clutching her notebook. "I got here as fast as I could." He finally looked up, hazel eyes piercing, unreadable. "Excuses are for people who don't plan ahead," he said. "Do you think my investors care about Seattle traffic?" Ava blinked, unsure what to say. "No, sir." "Good." He leaned back in his chair. "Then we understand each other." That was her welcome to Halley Brew. The first week was chaos. Ava quickly learned that Rowan Haley didn't believe in small talk, mistakes, or second chances. He sent emails with one-word responses. He corrected her reports in red ink, so aggressive it bled through the paper. When she brought him coffee, he didn't thank her. He just said, "It's cold." And yet, she couldn't hate him. There was something magnetic about him, something in the way he stared out his office window as if he carried the weight of every decision on his shoulders. She noticed how his hands would tighten when he read certain emails, how he stayed long after everyone left, surrounded by silence and the smell of burnt espresso. He wasn't just cold. He was hurting. One Friday evening, the office was nearly empty. Ava was finishing up reports when the sound of shattering glass made her jump. Rowan's office door was open. She peeked in. He was standing near the window, a broken coffee mug on the floor, dark liquid spreading across the carpet. "Don't just stand there," he snapped, voice rougher than usual. "Get me a towel." She hurried in, kneeling to clean up. "Are you okay, Mr. Haley?" "I said get me a towel, not a therapy session." She flinched but didn't move away. "Still," she said softly, "you seem upset." That made him freeze. For a second, he looked less like the ruthless CTO and more like a man who hadn't slept in weeks. "Do you have any idea what it's like," he muttered, "to watch everything you've built fall apart because of people who smile to your face and stab your back?" Ava blinked. "No, but I know what it's like to care too much." He looked at her, then really looked at her. There was something in her voice, gentle but strong, that caught him off guard. For the first time, Rowan didn't know what to say. So he turned away. "Go home, Miss Monroe. It's late." She hesitated, then whispered, "Good night, Mr. Hale." As she left, he found himself staring at the door long after she was gone. The next morning, a new email hit Ava's inbox. To a Monroe, from R. Haley. Subject: Your coffee report. Meet me in the tasting lab. Body and sharp. She checked the clock. Her heart raced. When she arrived, Rowan was already there, sleeves rolled up, surrounded by steaming mugs and scattered notes. The scent of freshly brewed beans filled the air. "Today, you're learning how we taste test," he said without looking at her. "If you're going to work here, you need to understand what good coffee feels like." She smiled nervously. "Feels like?" He handed her a cup. "Sip it." Slowly. She did. The taste was rich, bitter, a little too strong. "It's intense." He smirked. "Like me?" Her eyes widened. Was he joking? Before she could respond, he added, "Too bitter. It needs balance." He poured another cup, softer this time. Try this. She tasted it. Smooth, nutty, almost sweet. This one's perfect. He nodded. That's the thing about coffee, he said quietly. The bitterness only matters when there's no sweetness to match it. Ava looked up and for a second, his eyes met hers. Something unspoken passed between them. Something that felt a lot like the first spark in a storm. That night, Ava couldn't stop thinking about him. Not the rude boss who scolded her, but the man who talked about bitterness and sweetness like he was describing his own heart. She didn't know his story yet, but she could tell Rowan Hale was a man with scars, and somehow she wanted to know every one of them. The storm hit on a Wednesday. Ava could tell something was wrong the second she walked into the office. The usual calm hum of Hale Bruco was gone, replaced by whispers and uneasy glances. Rowan's door was shut, blinds drawn. By noon, the company's Slack channel was buzzing with one rumor. A major investor had pulled out. When Ava went to drop off reports, Rowan's office was dark except for the blue glow of his computer screen. He looked different, tired, haunted. "Sir?" she asked softly. He didn't look up. "If you came to ask about the investors, don't. It's under control." But his tone betrayed him. It wasn't under control. Nothing was. She hesitated. "Can I help?" He gave a short, bitter laugh. "Unless you've got $10 million in your purse, Miss Monroe, no." Her lips twitched. "Sorry, just some chocolate and a notebook." That earned her a flicker of a smile, small, almost invisible. It felt like watching sunlight slip through heavy clouds. Over the next few days, Ava stayed late, helping with reports, client calls, anything to ease the load. Rowan didn't thank her, not out loud, but his eyes did. One evening she brought him coffee, not the company's usual dark roast, but something lighter, smoother. She placed it on his desk without a word. He took a sip. "You changed the blend. Thought you might need something less bitter," she said quietly. He stared at her for a long moment. "You're not like the others." "The others?" "The ones who work here for the paycheck. You actually care." She shrugged. "Maybe I just like coffee." But her heart was beating too fast, and he could tell. That night, as rain lashed against the windows, Rowan's voice broke the silence. "Do you know why I started this company?" he asked, not looking up from his screen. "No," she said, "but I'd like to." He leaned back, eyes distant. "My father ran a small coffee shop in Portland. Best cappuccino in the city. He died when I was 23. I built Hale Brew to make sure no one forgot his name." Ava's throat tightened. "That's beautiful." He gave a dry smile. "It was until the board decided growth mattered more than people. And now they're trying to push me out." She took a step closer. "You won't let them." He looked up then, and something shifted between them. Her defiance, her quiet strength. It got to him. "You believe in me that easily?" he asked, voice low. "I believe in good people," she said. "Even the ones who pretend they're not." The silence after that was thick. She felt his gaze, steady, searching, and for a heartbeat. She forgot how to breathe. Then his phone buzzed, shattering the moment. He turned away, muttering, "Get some rest, Ava." It was the first time he'd said her name. The next morning, disaster hit. A leaked report surfaced online accusing Hale Brew of using low-quality beans in their premium blends. The story spread fast, and by noon, investors were panicking. Rowan's fury was volcanic. He slammed his office door, called an emergency meeting, and barked orders until his voice was hoarse. Ava stayed quiet, watching him unravel. When the room cleared, she finally said, "You think someone inside leaked it?" "I know someone did," he said, gripping the desk, "and I'm going to find out who." Hours later, while organizing files, Ava found an unsigned letter slipped under her keyboard. It contained copies of internal emails, ones that could clear Rowan's name. Her hands trembled as she realized what it meant. Someone was setting him up. Without thinking, she ran to his office. "Rohan, Mr. Hale, you need to see this." He looked up sharply, eyes storm dark. She placed the papers in front of him. He scanned them quickly, his expression shifting from anger to disbelief. "Where did you get this?"